Hi, everyone. Dr. Joanne Cacciatore with Bits and Pieces. Today's question comes from Haley, who says, I feel like people hijack my grief to gather sympathy for themselves. Sort of talking about others posting things about her child and her child's death without her consent and sort of getting sympathy for themselves. I actually conducted a study about a pretty public catastrophe, tragedy. And this was one of the findings in my study, was that it really hurt grieving people, the primary grievers, the parents of these children. It really hurt them a lot when others, in a sense, appropriated their grief for themselves, when they talked about the deaths of their children as if the child belonged to them or their family. And so one of the things I suggest to anyone who is in the peripheral, not a primary family member, is before you post anything on social media, before you post photos, before you post details, you really should ask consent if you're not the primary griever, and that all things grief related should defer to the primary griever, the person who actually, or the family who actually lost the person who died. I think this is very, very difficult. I'm not sure what this is about. But I see it a lot, and I see people talking about it a lot. Social media has its benefits, but one of the hard things about social media that is not a benefit is this capacity to disseminate information widely and to change the focus of a particular discussion. And in this case, if other people are centering their own grief or their own sense of loss and they're not a primary family member, in my opinion, that's inappropriate. And I think it would be okay for someone to tell them that. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Dr. Joe with Bits and Pieces, Ahimsa for all beings.